All right, so Chapter 9, Unit 5, Lesson 13, Geology Under the Sea, Part 1. Here's your vocabulary video. Watch that first so you're familiar with the words from Chapter 9. Then make sure that you are using your reader or following along closely with the computer as it reads it aloud to you. There's a lot of really interesting information in this chapter. And then at the end, I have a really neat short video for you about the Mariana Trench. So after you listen to Chapter 9, you get to watch this video. I thought it was really neat. Then here are some questions. So it talks about the Mid-Atlantic Ridge. I had no idea about the Mid-Atlantic Ridge. The information that you learn in here is incredible. No idea. I had no idea there was so much going on under the ocean. So I can't wait for you to find out these facts. And then what is the process of oceanic plates moving apart very slowly? Seamount, hydrothermal vent, seafloor spreading, or submersible? I think you can figure that one out. And then the most volcanically active mountain range in the world. I think you're going to be surprised by this. Hydrothermal vents. This is something new. I talked to you about it in your vocabulary video. I'm really interested in this. A couple questions down is a question I can't wait to read your answers to. Here, why are scientists interested in them? And then this is my question I can't wait to read. Each of you will have, some of you might have the same answer, but you will put your own answer on here. So which animal on page 86 are you most interested in learning about? There are a few different ones on there. Even if you want to maybe Google and find out what other animals, I'm sure there are more than are listed on page 86. The blind shrimp and football-sized clam. Oh my goodness, those are some interesting animals. Number 7, why do you think that those animals are so different that live around the hydrothermal vents than anywhere else in the world? So think about what that environment is like compared to where we live and anywhere else on the planet. And then the seamounts. Are they easy for scientists to study? And then think about ocean trench. Think about that video we watched. Do you think which is not a reason people have trouble going to the Mariana Trench? And then here, the first expedition took place in 1960. Expedition means a journey taken to explore a place no one has been before. And I think they went to the Mariana Trench in 1960. And then the video that we watch is about James Cameron, and he goes to the Mariana Trench. I'm not sure what year that was. That was definitely an expedition. Well, I want you to give an example of an expedition. What would be an expedition? A journey to explore a place no one has been before. And what part of speech would that be if you were going on a journey somewhere no one had been before? What part of speech would that be? And then something you've all been waiting for. Here's my descriptive paragraph. You know how yesterday we started your descriptive paragraphs where you got to pick what you were going to be, lava or a sedimentary rock or a metamorphic rock. Well, here's mine. Now, mine's longer than yours is going to be, but I wanted to really give you a good example. So, are you ready? My name is Leah Lava, and I feel as hot as the sun. That's probably because I'm lava shooting down the side of an active volcano. I hear a deep rumble behind me as rocks and debris spew out of the mountain, and I wonder if the plume is still reaching toward the blackening sky like an opening umbrella. As soon as I feel the air touch me, I begin to cool down. Thank goodness. It was getting awfully hot. As I cool, I harden, forming igneous rock. After all that hot activity, I like feeling wind blow across me and rain rinse my body. Sometimes I get uncomfortable in the scorching sun or the freezing cold. But I feel calm listening to the birds chirping around me and tasting the water that trickles over me. Now, I don't expect yours to be quite that long. I would love it if it was. So let's talk a little bit about it. I want you to take a look at number 13 and tell me what is the topic sentence out of this. We've talked about the topic sentence. You wrote did you write your topic sentence yesterday? You wrote about your topic sentence, like what your name was going to be, and kind of got started on your topic sentence yesterday. So you can look through here and which one would be my topic sentence. And then you did write your concluding sentence yesterday. And so where does the concluding sentence go? The beginning, middle, or the end? And then you know that I love figurative language. And hopefully you picked up on a lot of figurative language in my descriptive paragraph. Let's go over them. Metaphor, that's when we compare two things, but we don't use like or as. Like, her smile is the sun, or my favorite, you are my sunshine. And then there's simile, where you compare two things, but you do use like or as. Like, he is as fast as a rabbit. Personification, I just talked about this in yesterday's video, where you give human characteristics to something that is not alive. Like the leaves danced in the wind. Or I said the erosion drove the rocks. I can't remember what it was, but where you give something that's not alive, like leaves, human characteristics, like dancing. And then alliteration, we know this one really well. We use the same letter or sound at the beginning of words, like Morgan Mouse munched marshmallows merrily. So let's go back and look and see what I used. Well, my name, Leah Lava, is alliteration. You're right. And a lot of you used that already without me even telling you. And you don't have to, but I want you, you're going to use some alliteration somewhere, and that's a good place to start. And here I feel as hot as the sun. What's that? A simile. You're correct. And then we can look for personification. Let's go. I hear a deep rumble behind me as rocks and debris spew out of the mountain. Can lava hear? Of course not. So, like I told you yesterday, you are pretending that your rock or your lava or whatever you are is a person. So you're going to use quite a bit of personification. I hear, I like feeling the wind blow across me. All of those things are personification because lava can't really do those things. And then lastly, well, I used all three of those. I don't think I used a metaphor. Metaphors are a little bit trickier on some of these, but I did use similes, personification, and alliteration. So we're going to, first 15, 16, and 17, you're just going to tell me which one gives human characteristics, which one uses the same beginning letter or sound, and which one compares two things using like or as. And then I'm going to have you go ahead and write a sentence using alliteration for your paragraph. You can use those posters for examples. You've already got two details in your concluding sentence and your name written. You can go back to yesterday's and look at those if you need to. So write a sentence using alliteration. Write a sentence using a simile for your paragraph. You can use these for help. And then lastly, write a sentence using personification for your paragraph. We're not writing the whole paragraph yet. Just write these. If you hear a dog, that is Jake. He keeps crying because he wants to leave the bedroom. Anyway, so you've already got two details and a concluding sentence that you might change a little from yesterday. You can go back and look at those. Now you will have a new sentence with alliteration, a simile, and a personification. We're moving right along. When you're done with this, I want you to then go to your choice board. I want you to make sure that you have your two spelling pages done, and then you can have one spelling game done. But then you need to also make sure that everything else is done before you play more spelling games. I love to have you play spelling games, but I know they're so much fun that sometimes we don't want to do our other things. Make sure your two spelling pages are done. And you can do the one spelling game, but then let's get everything else done too. All right? I can't wait to see which animal you're most interested in learning about.